Hi there, my name is Rosie from Rosie's Online Piano Studio. Today we're going to talk about the relationship between majors and minors. There are two kinds of relationships. One is the parallel relationship. The parallel major and the parallel minor share the same tonic note. For example, C major, oopsie daisy. For example, C major and C minor. C minor is the parallel minor of C major. They have the same tonic note. Then we have the relative minor. This is where the major, let's say G major, and its relative minor share the same key signature. There's only one major key and one minor key per key signature. Now I'm going to show you the official way of finding it. This is the boring way, and it's the way that's really easy to forget. And then I'm going to tell you a story about relative majors and minors that will allow you to remember forever how to find the relative minor or the relative major of any major or minor key. I keep getting pop-ups which are annoying. Alright, share screen. Let's start with the official way of finding the relative major and minor. I'm going to use, for example, what will I use? I'll just use G major. G. I'm using the hearts because they're just easier. And we have an F sharp in this. F sharp. There we go. So there's my G major scale. The first way of finding the relative minor is looking for the sixth note of the G major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The relative minor of G major is E minor. Therefore, G major has an F sharp, and E minor will also have an F sharp. Let me just put that down here for you so you can see. Here's my E, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and it will have a sharp on the, oopsie daisy, a sharp on the F. All right, so that's the one way of finding it. The other way of finding it is going to your keyboard. Again, we're doing G major. And going down, 1, 2, 3, 3 half tones or semitones. This brings us to E. G major's relative minor is E minor. It really is as simple as that. So you can either take your major scale and find the 6th degree, or you can find the tonic note of your major scale and go down 3 half tones on the piano, and that will bring you to your relative minor. If you have the minor key, and you want to know what the relative major is, you go up 2, 3 half tones. Here we go from F to A flat major. A flat major is the relative major of F minor. But now I am going to show you a much more fun way of remembering the relative majors and minors. Now, if those two methods work for you and you can remember them, then no need to watch the rest of the video. But if you're like most people I know, then it's time for a story. All right. I love stories because they make it so easy to remember the practical things. Okay, we're going to start with our little story. There's a mountain. At the top of the mountain lives the happy friend. He's happy because he has a view of the ocean. On the other side of the mountain lives the sad friend. He's blue or sad because he cannot see the ocean from his house. There are 2 more houses between their houses. Now the thing that you need to know about these 2 guys, the happy friend or gals and the sad friend, is that they are best friends and therefore they like to wear the same t-shirt. Now some of you might have already started to figure out what all of this means. The happy friend is the major key. The sad friend is the minor key. The houses are, whoopsie daisy, the houses are keys on the piano, and the t-shirt is the key signature. How does this work? Well, let's take an example. Let's start with, let's say the minor guy's name is George. Oopsie daisy. G minor. Oh, that's not the color I wanted. G minor. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you'll know that we've already learned how to figure out the key signature of a major key with sharps and the major key with flats. We don't have a clever little method like that for our minors. So if you have a minor and you don't know what's in the key signature, you first have to find the major key, and that's where this is helpful. So if the minor, the sad friend, wants to visit his happy friend, he has to go up the mountain. Going up. My best friend. 1, 2, 3. 3 half steps. Let's see, we have G on the piano. Going up a half tone brings us to A flat. Going up it. Oh, well, actually, let's say G sharp. It doesn't really matter. From G, we go to G sharp, we go to A, and then we go to A sharp or B flat. But remember, we want the next alphabet letter, so we're going to go to B flat. Gonna erase, oopsie daisy. Oh, goodness. I'm going to erase those before they confuse someone. So George's best friend is Barry. Now we know that B flat major has B flat and E flat in its key signature. Therefore G minor also has B flat and E flat in its key signature. All right, let's try another one. Let's say we want to know the relative major of D. We start on D, going up, and what do we find? We find F. F has a B flat in its key signature, therefore D minor has a B flat in its key signature. Now obviously this works a different way as well. It works the other way around as well. If we know what the major key is and we want to know who the relative minor is, let's say the major key is C. And now we want to know the relative minor, then we go down the mountain. Going down, and we find A. C has no sharps and flats, and therefore A has no sharps and flats. Just to demonstrate this on the piano for a moment, if I can change the camera. All right, so let's say our minor key is D. We want to know what's in the key signature of D, but we don't have a way of figuring that out. we do have a way of figuring out what's in our major key. So let's find out who the relative major is. Here's D. He's the sad friend. He wants to visit his happy friend that is on top of the mountain. So we have to go up. My best friend. F major. F major has a B flat. Therefore, D minor has a B flat as well. Let's do another one. Let's say we know the major key is G major, but we want to know who the relative minor is. Now the sad friend lives at the bottom of the hill, so we have to go down. Going down, or my best friend, or 1, 2, 3. The relative minor, the sad friend of G major, is E. G major has an F sharp, therefore E minor has an F sharp. Remember, if we want to get from the minor, the sad friend, to major, oopsie daisy, we want to go from the minor to the major, we have to go up the mountain. We want to find the major of the minor, we go up the mountain. If we want to find the minor of the major, we go down the mountain. We go down 1, 2, 3 half steps. Remember, this is not an interval. This is not an interval of a third. This is 3 half steps. My best friend. And if we want to find the major of a relative minor, we go up the mountain and we go, my best friend. Well, I hope that because of the story, you will never, ever, ever forget how to find the relative major of a minor key or the relative minor of a major key. If you have any questions, please let me know. And remember to like and subscribe if you want more of these videos. Thank you.